Do I have to be retrained again on how to do live streams? I think we're live. I got this interesting email today from Eric in the Netherlands, and I was looking earlier on SketchUp's 3D warehouse, and I saw this Christmas tree. I thought it was pretty, so we'll put it over here for now, and we'll read this email from Eric. It warmed my heart. Hi, I'm using your shed video 20 by 10 as an example to design my own garden house, and love it, and love how you explain everything. I'm trying to do, I don't think I can do a Nordic accent, so I'm just going to speak Southern English. But there's a thing I wonder how to create a flat roof with a small slope. And he gives me the dimensions. And I started, of course, you know, in America we use feet and inches, the dimensions of choice among artisans around the world. And remember, Europe, all of your cathedrals were built with feet and inches. I'm just kidding. I just love giving people who use the metric system a hard time, just for fun. But anyway, I started to translate these, and it's basically about 17 feet square. And I was asking him if he had any sketches, and I had missed the attachment that he sent me with this email. So he's wanting to build this little garden shed. So this is actually his model, and of course it's funky because I downloaded it into my feet and inch drawing, so it's right around what I thought. Let me go back here. What is that? 17 feet 1 3/16. And that's what's wrong with the metric system. I'm just kidding. I will make fun of the metric system a little bit during this video, but it's all in good fun. I would have just made it 17 feet square. That's what the Romans would have done. But again, just kidding. Let me see. What I'll do is, hey Richard, how's it going? Eric's not too far from you. He's in the Netherlands. The guy I'm kind of helping out with this. But anyway, the main thing he wanted was help with the roof, and I thought what would be fun is just to try to use all of Medeek's extensions doing this. And it's Nathan. I know the fellow who does these extensions, Nathan Wilkerson. He's really nice. He does provide these extensions for me, and I will mention them in videos because they help my production so well. And normally I would just draw things, like if I really want to get into detail, I'll just draw a 12 foot by 1.5 inch thing, and then I'll pull it up if I'm using 2 by 10s. 9.25. Then I'll make a group out of that, and I'll call that a 2 by 10. Okay, and I'll literally draw every piece of lumber, But in this video, I'm going to try to do something a little different. But I guess the reason I mention this is that when you're doing your models, and he was looking for some tips, treat everything as if it's real. Okay, like. And you've done this a bit, like you've got this, let's see how thick this is, 11/16. And maybe that's what your sheeting is there, but here ours is 7/16. Like the common thing would be OSB, oriented strand board, and it would be 4 by 8 sheets. So that's 4 foot and 1/16. I guess my first tip is to treat everything in your drawing like a real thing. Okay, don't, just because it's a drawing or a model, if you will stay true to actual dimensions on lumber, anything that you're going to buy, just go find the dimensions of it, and your projects will look real, okay? Because you're drawing them real. So, but anyway, I'm not going to preach on that. I just that was just a tip, uh, and you'll see as we go along here that Nathan, the creator of Medeek Extensions, takes this seriously also, because it's important in our industry when we're actually building things. So what I'm going to do is, just so that I can send Eric back this um, model that I'm going to help him with, I'm going to just go ahead and make it exactly the same size. So I'm going to draw that footprint and we'll make a group, and then I'm going to bring this over here, and then we'll use his model as a reference. Okay, now he wants a sloping roof on this, a low slope roof from front to back. It would slope, the low side would be from the front to the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the front wall first. Let's see. Let's pretend though like we have a floor system on some piers. So let's do a quick floor truss, and then what we're going to do is call it floor, lumber floor. Yeah. And we'll say, okay, we'll just do this to have something to work off of. Again, we're trying to keep this real, and we'll leave this stuff the same, and we'll say yes, and that looks good. Sheathing, yes. 3/4 plate, yes. Let's just go ahead and turn this on, and let's turn off the, oops, I forgot to turn the layers on. I just updated this extension, so let me turn the layers on right quick. Let's see, floor truss. He just updated all of his extensions, and what you have to do is go in here and turn the layers back on. Except I don't like all these unnecessary unnecessary. Let's do that. Let's just in the interest of time, I'll just leave those alone for now. And then we will close, and then we can regenerate this, and I'll get my layers, edit. There we go. You can see once I edited that. Now, one thing I was going to do is create a folder for Eric's layers. We still call them layers in the CAD industry. I'm going to create a folder called Eric's layers, and I'm going to move all his stuff in there, all the borsky stuff. And I'm just kidding, by the way. That way I can just look at mine for now. And so what I want to do is turn the floor sheeting off. Oops. Did it not regenerate that? I'll tell you what, let's do that again, because I want to have those layers, and lumber floor. Yes. And it should have stuck, everything should have stuck from last time. There we go. Okay. Now I should be able to edit. There we go. I might have created a black hole here when I was trying to edit floor assembly. Yeah. Let me get past this floor, because sometimes you can, when you turn layers on and off, see, I've got a little memory issue going on now because I turned layers back on when I was in the middle of a drawing. So let me go through here and just get this worked out right quick. I should have said yes to what we're going to do just to get past that issue is we're going to draw us a subfloor right quick. And then what I'll do, you know what, let me see. I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open another drawing and then I'm going to come back to this one. See if that'll kind of fix it. What I did was now I'm going to go back. See if I can edit that now. For some reason, it's not letting me edit it. So I'm going to delete it one more time. I'm going to try this one more time, and if it doesn't work, then I'll move on. But I do want this I do want to try. You see how I'm not getting anything right there? Let's go in here and see if I did something weird. Because really what I want to do is help him with the roof. If this doesn't work, I'm going to okay, this is going to be a solid zone. Okay, yes, rim board, yes. Okay, advanced, yes. And we got a sheeting, yes, yes. And set with. Okay, so Llama Dummy, I had the floor sheeting. Who said that? I bet you somebody said that in the Hi Tony, and no metric is so handy for me. Oh, that's funny. Yay! There's my Nighthawk Medeek. He's my local buddy here. Can your company install a black hole? Yes, I just created one because I turned this layer off and I didn't realize it, and all this time it was just turned off. Now I turned it on. What I was wanting to do is just to show, how Medeek extensions. I'm going to delete this tree. I think it's funny, but I know it's going to be a distraction for me the whole time. It's funny. It's really handy how Medeek's extensions can create this stuff. So the whole point of this was Eric was wanting help with this roof. So I'm going to suggest that he built this wall. I think it's just a regular 8-foot wall. Let's see. Yep. Okay, that's good. We're going to build a wall with Medeek extension here. But we're going to turn the layers on first. They are on good. Okay. So every time he updates these extensions, you have to go in and kind of turn the layers on. So what we're going to do is go to wall, and this is set to normal height. Normal height walls are 8'1 1/8" because your studs are 92 5/8, and then you add your 3 plates, your bottom plate, and then your 2 top plates. And we're going to make this, he made his out of 2x4s, I think, so we're going to leave it like that. I think, let me ask Eric. Eric, are you using 2x6? 2x6 studs or 2x4 studs? Let me go back to your model, and I will use what I think you have looking at the wall thickness, I think you have 2x4s, and I don't know. I guess you all use the same. Yeah, 3.5. There you go. All right. So let's go to here. One thing I like to do is set my walls in, though. I like to pop a line at 4 inches. Okay. Um, I like the sheeting, the wall sheeting, just like you've got it here. Some people make the mistake, Eric, of letting their sheeting overhang, and it's really a mistake because it's not necessary, and it defeats the purpose where that sheeting is supposed to be nailed to the bottom plate and the top plates of the wall for strength, and when they overlap it, they defeat that wall. Okay, so we're going to do 2x4. And again, normally I would, I know I can update these things, so I'm just going to draw this wall to get this started. Okay, so I got the wall direction going. Where is it? Update. Right, I want to go right because I'm a Republican. I'm just kidding. So let's try this again. The reason I pop these lines, and I do this in real life, is because I like to let's do that again. You know, I never make these mistakes when I'm doing this not live. It's only live that I make these silly mistakes that I'm making. It just never fails. It should be called It should be called Tony's Law. Not did he change? Did he change this? I'm gonna get him. He changed this. Usually you had to offset the wall to get it to line up. Let's leave that left and we'll put this here. Oh, I know what it is. This needs to be a 1/2 inch. The reason we make that a 1/2 inch, if you noticed, I had a 4-inch line offset. In real life, we pop our lines 4 inches, and that sets the wall in a 1/2 inch. Wall. Okay. It's Christmas. Give me a break. Okay. There we go. Now I can change that side. You see what that does is it puts the sheeting flush so that now, don't pay attention to that siding. I'm going to fix it. So now you don't have to worry. Your siding can just lap down over. So what you would do is, in this case, you would go in and if you're using this wall extension, you would go into the wall cladding, and you would first measure what your extension needs to be down, which is probably about 11 inches. Yeah, 12, 12 and a half. And you would give it an offset of, let's just call it 12, and we'll see what that, yeah, you see, so that's what would happen, and that's why you want your sheeting to line up with your framing so that your siding can go down and lap over, because this would be, this would be up on, your concrete blocks or whatever, your foundation. So that's that. Let's see if there's any comments or questions. So I have no idea what it is in inches. Let me check. Okay, I used your sizes from the shed video, converted from, okay. The walls are the same as your design. Okay, that's cool. 2017, I can't believe it was that long ago. I used 18/6 plywood floor. Okay, that makes sense. And so what I was getting at was that the front? Yeah, okay. I thought it was on the side for a second. Oh, let me go in right quick and turn off these. I see. Like I said, I just uploaded the new version of these extensions, and under general we want to turn off dimensions because I don't do dimensions in the model space. No, I do them in paper space. There we go. But it's easy, you know, that's kind of cool. The cool thing about the Medeek extensions is that if you want the, and is this a 2, it looks like a 2x6 stud. Did I forget to change that back? Yes. But again, I can go in and edit the wall assembly. Again, this is what's cool about this. 3.5. There we go. I could see by looking. There we go. Now that's a standard wall on the front, and we'll put some doors and windows in later. What I was trying to get to was this issue of the roof. And so in the model, what you can do, I do want to keep up with the comments in case y'all are commenting. I thought what I would do on this, normally what I would do is I would build the wall back here in SketchUp, and then I would just manually draw the roof. But I think what would be kind of cool is to try this. I've always wanted to do this, where I go into my roof extension. Oops, wrong one. Which one is it? Roof rafters. And I had been playing around with the shed roof, so there it is. And go ahead and see what the rise is. Let's see, should I go to the, we'll just try it this way first, and then we'll go to there. Let me go around here. And like I said, normally I would be doing this manually, but since, you know, I'm trying to do this kind of in a quick manner, I thought I'd use the extensions and give you an example of them. Roof pitch, okay, so I'm going to start out with a 2 because there's not, or 2.5 because it doesn't have the option of 2, but I'll show you in a second how to fix that. Overhang, I like 24-inch overhangs. Overhang upper 24, like that. And we'll use, I think you can get by with a 2x8 on this. I don't think there's a reason to use 2x10s. Bird's mouth, ceiling joist. No. Are you going to have ceiling joist? I have shared this on LinkedIn. Oh, thanks, Richard. Eric, if you're still watching, are you going to have ceiling joist? I didn't think so. No, you wouldn't have ceiling joist on this. It's a shed roof, okay? And then we'll go to OK, and then rafter spacing. I think since you're in the Netherlands and you get some snow, you should use 16 inches on center. And of course this will, when you pull this back into your drawing, then that'll, you know, it'll convert it back to centimeters. Let's see, gable rafter, right, roof framing, yes, advanced, yes. One thing I learned about this is not to get intimidated by all these parameters in here, because you can just say, you know, okay, 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 and then go back and add them. What I don't want to do is say, yeah, I do want to say structural. For some reason before it didn't like that. I'm going to see if what it, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do that again and say not structural. Okay, and some of this I'm rambling, I know, but no. Okay. All right, so see, there we go. And I don't like those roof labels. Let's see, global settings. And again, I should have checked all this call outs, no, before it started, but I forgot. So I'm going to regenerate that to get rid of that. Edit. Okay. Well, should be able to. Alright, well, I'm not going to be, let me try that. Let me check that one more time just to see what I did. These, I don't like these 2D callouts. Annotations. Okay, here we go. No. No. Roof label callouts. No. I don't like that. I like to do all my call out, all those annotations in paper space. Okay. And so it's going to stay there, and that's fine. We're just going to leave it there. So here's what's cool at this. Now what I can do is just take this and move it up. And you're going to see why I did this in a second. Because what it's going to do is tell us the height of our wall. Okay. And I got that off. This should be right there. Okay. You see, now what we can do is, and I'm going to, you know, I'm going to look at the comments and see what kind of help is needed, and I'm going to fix these outlooks right here because first of all, they don't need to be that close together. Let's see, outlookers, yes, 36 inches on center, that's just close enough. And update, yeah, that's close, that's enough. As a matter of fact, you probably could get by with a few less, but we're leaving. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then you can decide how many you want to do at that point. Okay. For some reason, when I tell it to do structural, and I'll explain what structural outlookers are in a minute, it was giving me an error. Let's see if it'll let me change it. Let's see if it'll let me change it. Structural outlookers require a custom or none gable end rafter. Okay, gable end rafters. Gable end rafters. Gable end rafters. None. Okay. Update. Okay, well I don't like that. And it doesn't make sense because what we do is we notch those. Let's go back, and I probably should have just said gable end rafters. Same custom. Okay. You see, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. The only thing is, it should be the same. But I want to fix that. I'll show you how to fix that, okay? Because, and this is one, honestly, this is one thing with fooling with extensions instead of fooling with the actual construction techniques, okay? You can get kind of, and this is one little complaint I have about these extensions. They save you time in some ways, but in other ways you get distracted from your goal. Warm roof equals ceiling joist, MDF, isolation sheets, and PVC. Warm roof equals ceiling joist, MDF, yeah, you might have to rephrase that because I don't know. Because normally, I'll show you how we normally build these right now. Because this back wall would be built to this height right here. And I'll show you the height of that bird's mouth. See, it would be 11, 7, and 7/16, okay? So I'll go ahead and build this wall. Let me do my 1/2 inch offset here since I've been retrained and I know what it is now. Wall, and see, it's going to have that all the same parameters stuck as last time, so I can just reuse that. And of course, if I had changed it before, it would have stuck. But since I didn't, I have to change it again. which is no big deal. And my offset is, what did I say, 12. Update, close. Let's do that one more time. Edit. Get my glasses on straight. Go to wall cladding, bottom 12. Update. There we go. That's making it hang down. Now, one thing, a lot of times on these sheds you'll see different types of siding, which is cool, and he has different types. One I like is this T111, just a vertical close. And then I usually go change that weird pink color, which Nathan, we just have to get rid of. We cannot. We just have to edit this to get rid of that. There we go. So you can put, different types of siding. I don't know if you like horizontal siding or one roof equals ceiling joist. Okay. Did you mean rafters, MDF, isolation sheets, and PVC sheet? That is a European method. Now, one thing I've got to do too is change this to 2x4s. The reason I thought it might be 2x6s is because it was in Europe. And we also need to change the wall height to, what was it, 17.7, not 17, it was 11.7. Let's see if I can get this axis locked here. 11.7 and 7/16 wall height. 11'7" and 7/16. Update. Oops. 11'7". Oh, it's in inches. Okay. So 11'7". That's 139.63. There we go. Let's see how close we got. Did we get it? We're a little bit tall, and it looks like I need to move this over. We'll look at that bird's mouth location too. That bird's mouth location looks like it was based on the oh, I know what it was. That bird's mouth is based on 2x6 studs, so I need to go and fix that. And then the height of the wall looks like it's just a little bit tall. But see, this is why you plan this out in SketchUp, because you can, you'll get all this perfect in your drawing, and then you don't have to mess with it too much when in real life. You can just go to town building it. Let's see if I got that right again. Get this out of the way. Get my axis locked. What in the world? Let's just draw a line. For some reason I'm having troubles today. I want to draw a line from here down to 11, 7, and 7/16. That's what it said before. And so, oh, I know what I did wrong. I should have divided 11 by 16. Let's go in here. .68. One thing I'd like for him to do is allow us to put fractions of inches in here. Oh, crud. Oopsie, I put that in the wall length. Eric, I'm very sorry that, how did that get to be, are you telling me that that the wall length is that close to the height? Oh my goodness, that's what it is. That's what threw me off, okay? So 11, 7, and 5/8. So let's just, somebody's trying to text me at the same time, and it's very distracting. Very distracting. Sorry about that. Okay. What do we got here? 3/4, that's 0.75. Okay. There we go. So now let's get back to this. Let's get this wall height fixed, and then I need to look. I'd like to get this perfect because it really kind of matters. You know what just occurred to me? This pitch, I was going to make it 212. I don't know if you're still watching, Eric, but I don't know what you said the height of this wall. I think what we need to do is make this pitch this roof a 212 and see how tall it is. Yeah, it just occurred to me. It just occurred to me that I had not update. There we go. And then we got to lower this wall. So, because you said you had a maximum height of what? Let's see what this is. Let's measure this. The other thing I want to do is fix that bird's mouth to 3.5. For the 2x4 walls. There we go. And let's go down here and see where this roof is starting. Yeah. let me see if, yes sir, maximum height at 420 from the ground, so I start in the back with no overhang and start at the highest point. Okay. Let's see. You're not going to have an overhang on the front. You're not going to have, or are you just saying you start your start the pitch there in your mind? So start. Oh, my eyes are. Yes, that's possible. Even so, you don't want an overhang. You don't want any overhang, which I think is a bad idea, to be honest with you. First, it just looks better with an overhang. Secondly, it protects your siding from the weather. You know, if you get a lot of snow there in the Netherlands, you know, you'll have snow sitting up here and the water will be dripping off. It's better that it drips off on the ground instead of runs down your siding. So I know you guys probably look at things a little bit differently there. And now, honestly, I wish I had just drawn this by hand, because now I'm starting to get nervous about my, on the back, if possible, rain side is left. What do you mean rain side? Rain side. You have rain falling out of the sky on all sides. So let's establish the front is the low side. I think that's what you said. This is like I have it here, just like this. This is the low side. Let me give you a chance to answer while I'm measuring this wall height right here. I'm going to turn off this wall. Let me put, one thing that's kind of cool about the new SketchUp version is 2021 is that you can create folders to organize your layers. So see, and I had already done that in this drawing. So I created a folder called wall. So I'm just going to take all those wall, and then I'm going to take all these floor layers, because this helps organize this. The layers are handy in one way, but they get kind of really, you know, there gets to be too many of them as the other side of the coin. I don't think I even need this. Yeah. So that kind of cleans that up. So now what I can do, the other good thing you can do is just turn off all the wall layers at the same time with that folder, which is handy. Because now I can get a better measurement on this 10 foot 11 and 5/16. 10 foot 11 and 5/16. Okay, so let's turn the wall back on, and that would be 120, so 132.31. So we want to edit this wall assembly, and I wish you'd let me put this in feet and inches. It would be a lot nicer. Wall height 132.31. Let's see if that gets me close. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, to be honest with you. Let me turn the walls off. Okay, one more time, and measure one more time, because I seem to be coming up with one measurement and entering it, and the wall seems to be another one. I'm sure this is just user error. We go down to here, 10 foot 11 and 5/16. 10 feet is 120 inches. So we'll just do complete math here. 120 plus 11 is 131. We'll edit this wall assembly. Oh, I see what I did. I put in 132. Wall height. Okay, that's good. It was user error. There we go. Now, all we gotta do is work out our I think the length of the wall is based on, normally when we're framing, we would frame our roof system to the, to the wall. Like the bird's mouth would be cut to sit right here. If that's the bird's mouth right there. And then the ply, cause see the OSB, your sheeting normally comes up below that because it's only 8 feet and your wall ends up being 8'1" and 1/8. So if we measure from here to the bottom of our bird's mouth, see if I can get to where I can see, there we go. You see, it's over 8 feet. See, so in real life, this sheeting doesn't come up to there. It comes up to right about here, which gives you enough room for your bird's mouth to sit on there. Now, that means we need to cut our bird's mouth out. Let's see. Let's just add an inch. Let's see. 7/8. We'll just add an inch to it for now. But you'll notice, oops, yeah, there we go. Where is that? We'll make it 4.5. 4.5. And the critical thing to note here is that you're just going to have it, it'll be to your framing, to your wall framing. Like that. Now, honestly, you'll notice this bird's mouth is really shallow. And I've actually built these. If there's not enough of a real notch there, I'll just set the rafters on top, and I've done this before. It's even been inspected by a building inspector. You can, after you do this, you can just put your rafter ties on here, and you don't actually have to cut a bird's mouth. So it's a good idea. I'm just saying that it's not 100% necessary on this low. Low of a pitch. And which one of these do I like? Well, we'll just put this one there. Where is it? Oh, come on. You know what? This is the kind of silly stuff that people do. It's not really that big in real life. Here we go. Simpson is not a joker. Simpson's not going to put a 12-foot rafter tie in your building. Alright, so what it'll do is it go on that side? Yeah. I'll show you how these work. Okay. So we'll come down a little bit, come over, and we'll get this in just the right spot. Okay. Lock our axis, and then you just want to run this down. You just want to keep that to where you can comfortably nail. What I like to do is keep it to where I can comfortably nail, like watch your nail holes, and like that. Keep them to where when you nail into the plates, you're not running your nails in between the two plates like that. Okay. And then you'll have one of those on each rafter. There you go. like that. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is that you can actually um, build it like that without a bird's mouth, and you know, especially if it's a shed, and you can save a lot of time on labor notching these out. You know, if you feel more comfortable cutting a bird's mouth out, go ahead. You know, then you can toenail. You can toenail these anyway. Just toenail a nail into the wall to hold your rafter there until you get the rafter ties on. Let's check for comments. Yes, that's possible. Not the back of possible. So, all right. So that's and then you would have these down below too. Let's copy those. Let's get to where we can copy those. We'll create a group. We'll probably have to flip them around. Yep, we'll flip them around. $180. Get in here where we can see. The other thing is we might have to put them on the other side of the rafters. Nope. Get that up against there. Like that. Oops. There we go. Like that. And let me check the comments again. So I have now a 15 centimeter overhang at the back, 50 at the front. All right, so let's go up here to our 50 centimeters. Okay, 1.6. I know there's 2.54 centimeters per inch, but let's look at your comment again. So I can kind of roughly convert it in my head. I now have 15 centimeters on the back. Let's do 15 centimeters. I don't know why I keep losing that. It's right here. I was doing research on the Netherlands there. 15.49 feet. Why? What is that all about? What are you? What are you doing? 15 centimeters overhang on the back. Is that? And 50 on the front. That's fine in the design. Okay. I have now 15 centimeters overhang on the back. Alright, so let's look at 15 again. 0.49. Okay. So let's go. This is the back. Alright, so I disagree with you spiritually and intellectually. I think you should leave it like this, but I'm going to put it the way you want it. But when you leave, I'm going to change it back to 24 inches. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just trying to have some fun on Christmas, the day after Christmas. Overhang. Oh, let's go to inches. This might help me. 5.9. We're just going to say 6, okay? I can only use illogical dimensions so much here. Let's see. I just want you to see what it looks like. Overhang, left, right. Let's see. What about the on each end? Okay, so that is the overhang left and right. And then I'm just going to look for 24 again because I'm having a hard time finding um, the end. Y'all are probably looking at it right at it, but I can't. That's the left and right. What about the front and back? Rafter spacing. Oh, here we go. All right, so let's see what it calls the front, the back. Let's just take a chance here and we'll update this. That's weird. It's calling the back that side, so that means we need to go back up here to our overhang left and right. So let's try this one at 6 inches. That's the okay. 6 update. That's now who's getting confused now? I have 15 centimeters on the back, okay, and 50 on the front. Okay, so let's go to 50 inches. 19. Well, you almost had as much as I did there. Okay. Alright, so that's close to what you've got. And I'll send you this and you can edit it. I'll show you how to edit this. Okay, now honestly, I don't know what good that little overhang does, and it looks funky to me. But it's your shed. I would leave, the thing about it is on these high end sheds, this I usually let this hang over more than even 24 inches because it's a high end and the wind tends to drive the rain against it easier. So I actually let these hang out, you know. And I don't know if you can tell me why you want that little tiny overhang on that. That's okay. So the other thing I want to do is make these. I want to make these fascia, subfascia the same. I noticed it wasn't the same depth as the rafters. And now it is, except now it has the, yeah, now it has this overhang here, this rafter. I think they call that the rake board. No, they call it they do call it the rake board. We don't, I call this the barge rafter. This one that hangs over to make the overhang, we call that the barge rafter. Now, they call a rake board for us would be like a piece of trim that goes on the barge rafter. But let me ask you if you're going to have overhangs on the sides here before I show you how to do those how about these side? Are you going to have what I would call the sides? Are you going to have overhangs on those? If you do, how we normally do this is, and I really don't want to edit this until you say, because once I edit this, I can't. Well, that's true. It'll just regenerate it. But these normally, what we normally do on these outlookers is they go back to here like this, and then you notch this one out. And what that does is it hangs, it's like a hanger for your barge rafter. You see, it makes this barge rafter really strong. Okay, putting these blocks in here doesn't do anything but just space it, right? You can imagine if these are just in here like that, it just spaces it. It doesn't give it structural strength. But now, if you notch this house line, what we call the house line rafter, is this rafter on the end of the house, this line of the house. The house line rafter gets notched because you'll see in a minute there's a wall sitting under it. That's what we're going to do next after we get this roof issue worked out. Then these are notched out, and they can be notched out, and it doesn't hurt them structurally because there's a wall sitting under it and supporting it. And so what happens is when you put weight on this barge rafter, which you do because you go out there and walk on it and there's nothing supporting it, it wants to pull up here while this is pushing down. But since it's nailed and there's also roof decking on top of it, it keeps it from bowing down. It's really strong. But you'll see once I edit this, if I go back and edit this, edit, and if I just say update, close, well, will it let me regenerate it? Now, let me go in here and just change the overhang to 8, and you'll see it went back to that. It regenerated it like that. So I'm gonna undo and then undo and undo and then undo like that. But let me go check the comments for overhangs. Yes, we're gonna have overhangs. Good. All right. So in that case, what we'll do is, I wish I had checked before I undid that, because now I can redo. Can I? No, but it doesn't matter because these are easy to fix. Because what I'll do is I'm going to leave that like that for right now, but just know that these go, they go over to here. Okay. And so what I'll do is I'll copy, I'm going to go ahead and that way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, I'll make a group out of those and cut them out of this drawing. Now this is a bit odd here, but this is going to be okay. This one will just go to that rafter. Oops. Like that. We'll copy this, and 5 times 5. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is copy those. Well, I'm going to make a group first. I'm not going to copy them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a group. Oops. Make a group. Did I mess it up? Dadgummit. Dadgummit, Tommy. Make a group. Now I'm going to cut it out and go out of that roof assembly and then just paste it back in place like that. Now I can, you know, update this roof without messing it up. But that's how you'd frame that. Now, on this end wall, let me see if there's any more comments. I'm really trying to follow Eric on this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to draw us, well, we're not going to draw a line. I'm going to put a construction line right here. Okay, and we're going to measure, and this is what you'll do in real life. Well, see, you'll see in a minute why sometimes I don't. I set the rafters on top of the walls because it avoids this issue right here. But if you do the bird's mouth, I'm going to show you. And this is one thing nice about Medeek. I need to turn my lamp on because I can't, it's getting dark. Must already be dark over in Europe. I need a pen, which I don't have. Dang it. I have to put them in my notes here. On my notepad on my phone. Here we go. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from here. This is a feature that Nathan added in his extension. Is a shed, like shed walls. So that's going to be 96 and 15/16. Whoa. I'll just make note of that. Hit return. And then I'll go over here and measure this. If I can get myself straight here. See, I'm measuring to this point right here. So that's 130 and 3/8. 130 3/8, which is 3 divided by 8, 375. 15/16. Might as well just say it's 97 inch. Let's just do 97. You'll get the point here. Okay. So now let's go to here, and we'll put us a line here, a 1/2 inch line to offset our wall. We'll go back to the wall extension. And gable wall. See, this was kind of cool. He added this right here, shed. And we're going to go from here. I actually asked him about this. I'm not going to take credit for it, obviously, but I asked him when we could get. What's funny, it was close. I forgot to put the dimensions in, but it was pretty close. Edit shed wall. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, oh look, he's got the pitch. So I can start off with a wall height of 97 and just put 2 in. 2 is the pitch. Isn't that cool? Then we'll go down here and we'll put our wall cladding bottom offset of 12. Update that, and then we'll extend down. Now, I forgot how, I gotta go look at these corners. Since I did these walls at different times, there should be a corner. There's a California corner on there. But I'm gonna turn the siding off for a second anyway, because it lets you see the framing which is cool. So I can go in here under wall, open that folder, turn off wall cladding and wall sheeting, and that'll let you see the framing. I'm gonna turn off Eric's layers. Where's Eric's layers? Right here. For now. Ooh, what's that? What Borskity layer is that? Let's put that in, oh, it says OSB. Let's put it in there. Alright, so, okay. Oh, look, I got 2x6 studs too, but we can fix that with this extension. Shed wall. Now, you see me editing this a lot. You can actually save your wall presets. I was actually just trying to do this kind of in a hurry, and if I had just taken the time to set those up, would have actually been quicker. So, let's see. Let's regenerate this wall. Sometimes it does this. Regenerate wall. There we go. And I'm not sure why it adds that stud, but that's something I've been wanting to ask him about there. And now, the reason it's doing this is because of the gable of the shed wall, okay? If I just take his extension and I just build, this is what it's really designed for. If I'm just going around a house, building these walls, I come back to like that. What it does is it works the corners together. You see? But because I'm using two different wall types, the shed, this end wall of the shed wall. Now the way this saves time is that I used to make these studs individually, and I would, make them all these individual lengths, and it would take, all day to do this kind of stuff. But now let me check comments. No more comments. Am I boring you to death? Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to explain why there's a few little anomalies with joining these two different wall types, but I have found it's not that big a deal. And actually this wall here should be an inch shorter. Edit wall assembly. It should be wall length. It should be this, really, we're just going to say 17 feet. But because, and I knew that was going to happen. Because it should be back. We'll leave that alone. This wall would be framed a half-inch back. And I think you remember that, Eric, in that video I made pointing out that your walls, that's the reason we set our walls back a half-inch, so that the sheeting can wrap around the corner, which makes it really strong. What I'm going through right now with this is just these little glitches I haven't learned to deal with that extension on using two different wall types together there. So, but I am going to ask Nathan about why sometimes it adds on a stud at the end. So now I'm going to do a wall over here. We'll do this one, gable wall. All right, so can you change direction? Yeah, right. Okay, we're going to make it 97 again. 97. And shoot, I forgot to do my half-inch offset here. And we'll make this, look, I remembered 2x4s and right. Update that. We'll start it right there. We'll run it all the way to here. Well, use the wrong wall. Let's go back. Gable wall, that. We want to go right and 97 and a 212 pitch. Update. If I'm going this way, hmm. Okay, we'll give it one more chance, then I'm just going to copy the other one. I'll give myself one more chance, not it one more chance. I guess we should leave it at left. Put this on 2, put this on 97, update. And yeah, that's right. But I need to scoot the wall over now. I don't know why, honestly, I don't know why it's doing that. But I will find out later. Edit. I see what it's trying to integrate that wall. Let me slide this over. And I need to make sure my axis is locked. There. Now let's regenerate this wall. There we go. Now, I don't know why it's adding that stud on the end. It's like it's a T or something instead of a corner. But that stud wouldn't be there. Okay. So, I don't know if I've caused more confusion or help. Let me delete that. Let me look at the comments. I honestly tried to help, Eric. I don't know if I've caused any. Your original question was about the roof. And this is how we would frame the roof. Let me get rid of some of these, some of this stuff. Style, edit. That model axis starts to drive me crazy after a while. And then I'll get rid of some of these construction lines. But that's basically how you would frame it. Except again, I don't know why. I need to ask him about this extension. Sometimes it does this, and I think I might have corrected the drawing a little bit when I first started by messing around with the settings too much. But obviously you wouldn't have that stud sticking out there on the end like that. You would just have a corner there. And I like how you did your corners better. Let me turn your layers back on. Eric's stuff. Eric's, what happened to Eric's? Here we go. I think what you did was, this was your, yeah. This is the way you did your corners right properly there. Yeah, what's the OSB? what's that layer? But I can see what you've done. And on this blue stuff, that's if you just reverse the faces. What that is the, um, and you can select all of them. Reverse faces. What that is sometimes when you draw, I thought I had selected all of them. Let me undo that because what I want to do is select all the faces. You can select all of these. I thought I had done that. Because the reason that's important is because if you put a texture, say you wanted to put a texture on that stud, then it wouldn't show except on the face. In other words, it would be shown on the inside of that stud. So you want to keep, and then that blue is to indicate that that's the back of the face in SketchUp. And of course, you'll want these. Where have you got your studs at? You want your studs to be on a layout. Yeah, okay, 2 feet. Yeah, you'll just want your studs to be on a layout that lines up with your sheeting. And typically we would start from one end and just make sure that our studs, let's see, let's go to 4 feet here. Yeah, you see at 4 feet it's right in the center of that stud. So I must have put Eric to sleep because he hasn't made any more comments. But I understand this can get very tedious, honestly, especially when you're working with these extensions and you're using different techniques with those extensions. And I have different building styles than the fella who builds the extension. But you can see now why I kind of back, and I still do this honestly sometimes. I'll just draw my studs manually and my rafters manually because honestly it's no big deal to do that. And but I think, did I answer your original question, Eric? You said, okay, how do I do that? And how do I do that with wood? Can you help me? Yeah, you're talking about building the low slope roof and with wood. Now, I'm assuming you all basically have some type of framing dimensional number like we have. I would like to go to the Netherlands someday and build something. That would be fun. But this is how we would do it here. And if this gives you the right idea, then hopefully I've helped you. If I haven't and you have a question, I'll give you just a few minutes to ask it. It's probably late there. I know y'all are like 5 or 6 hours. It's 11 o'clock there, probably p.m. 11, 12. You might have gone to bed. But if nobody else has any questions or comments, I'll cut it off here and I'll send you this model back. And then if you have any other questions, I can help you at that point. Hope I didn't make you mad talking about your overhangs. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. And if you need help like this, typically, again, I would do this manually and I would work through this in more detail. This was just hopefully a quick video for Eric to show him how we would frame this roof. Let's see. He said something about, let's close that in the roof. What we would do here is we would have a roof sheeting, which is we'd have OSB 4x8, and then we would have probably a metal roof on something like this since it's a low pitch roof. and you can see that on some of my other projects I've done for people. And anyway, I'm getting redundant now, and but if you have any questions about this, oh, 22, oh, 22 hours. Yeah, so I got sometimes I get confused about the daylight savings time. I knew it was we were 5 hours difference. Uh, oh, that's Richard. Yeah, I knew there was about 5 hours, 5 to 6, depending on whether we're on daylight savings time or not. But anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. I hope this helps, Eric. If it doesn't, let me know a little more detail of what you were asking about, how this roof would be framed. And Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year if I don't talk to you again. Thanks.